Above our heads, beyond the blue sky and the clouds, lies a great frontier, a zone both enabling and fragile. It is the domain of satellites, of space stations, of communication links and navigation beacons. We call it Earth's orbit. It seems vast, empty, infinite, but in reality, it is a crowded, perilous dance floor, littered with the remnants of human ambition, dead satellites, exploded rockets, shards of metal traveling at thousands of kilometers per hour. As humanity pushes outward, launching more satellites, more constellations, more missions, we edge closer to a threshold, a tipping point where the orbit itself becomes untouchable, a boundary we cannot cross without risking everything going off balance. That threshold, that cascade effect, is known as the Kessler syndrome, a domino of collisions, cascading debris, a zone that becomes so dangerous it becomes effectively unusable. This is the story of the untouchable orbit zones, the invisible barrier that, once crossed, threatens not only satellites, but the very infrastructure of global civilization. In the dawn years of space travel, the skies were clearer. Few objects orbited Earth. Satellites were precious and few. But with every mission, from Sputnik to the moon landings to modern mega-constellations, humanity left behind space debris. Rocket stages, non-functional satellites, fragmentation from onboard explosions, discarded material, even flecks of paint. These remnants, many too small to track, orbit silently, invisible to all but radar and powerful telescopes. Yet even a speck of debris, inches across, can act like a bullet when traveling at orbital speeds. Over decades, debris accumulates. Some decays naturally, falling back to Earth, burning in the atmosphere. But much remains, especially in low Earth orbit, LEO, where atmospheric drag is weak and orbital decay slow. As debris builds, risk rises. Collisions between objects generate more fragments. Those fragments collide again. The cascade grows. The environment becomes more dangerous for everything in orbit. This is the origin of the Kessler domino. Earth's space around it is organized in layers, orbital regimes, altitude bands, each with different characteristics and uses. Low Earth orbit, LEO from about 160 kilometers up to roughly 2,000 kilometers. Home to the International Space Station, most Earth observation satellites, many communication satellites, and now huge constellations for broadband and imaging. LEO is the most congested, the most trafficked, the most at danger of being overwhelmed by debris. Medium Earth orbit, MEO roughly 2,000 to 30,000 kilometers. This zone houses navigation satellites like GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, BeiDou, and other communications infrastructure. Less crowded than LEO, but debris here persists for far longer because atmospheric drag is negligible at these heights. Geosynchronous/geostationary orbit. GEO about 35,786 kilometers above Earth. This orbit matches Earth's rotation, making satellites appear fixed above one point on the equator. Very useful for telecommunications, weather monitoring, broadcasting. But once debris gets here, it stays for centuries, perhaps millennia. Graveyard orbits. Zones reserved for decommissioned satellites to be moved out of GEO to avoid crowding. Even these orbits are under threat from increasing debris and lack of regulation, fuel, or responsible decommissioning. Each orbit zone has its untouchable altitudes, altitude bands that, once polluted past a critical density, become extremely risky or even dangerous to use. Imagine an aging satellite in LEO fails. It becomes debris. That debris, traveling at tens of thousands of kilometers an hour, hits another object. The collision shatters both into dozens, hundreds of pieces. Each fragment becomes a potential new projectile. They collide. They shatter. The number of objects increases exponentially. Before long, the risk of placing a satellite in that altitude becomes untenable. Any new launch risks immediate damage. Satellite lifespans drop. Station-keeping maneuvers rise. Costs escalate. This is the domino. One broken tile triggers another. The chain reaction. The Kessler syndrome. In many models, LEO is closest to this threshold. The density of satellites, the rate of launches, the number of defunct satellites, upper rocket stages, small debris, all add up. Beyond a certain point, no amount of cleanup or avoidance will offset the production of new debris. Moreover, the economics of orbit use show that orbits may become economically unprofitable long before they become physically unsustainable. Launches might be too risky, insurance too expensive, satellite life too short. AR-14. What are the orbits in jeopardy? LEO altitudes around 5060 km, very heavily used, popular for imaging, remote sensing, many satellites. Already crowded. Failures here ripple fast. Sun-synchronous orbits, SSO high-inclination orbits used by imaging, weather, climate satellites. They intersect many other orbital paths. Debris here poses risk across many trajectories. GEO belt. While less densely crowded than LEO, GEO is invaluable. Losing GEO usability would severely impact global communications, weather observation, broadcast, navigation relay. Navigation orbits, MEO GPS, and similar constellations. Drift, debris, and collision risk increases if upstream orbits, LEO, GEO, become sources of random fragments. If debris cascades upward, or if fragments from LEO decay into wider orbits, even MEO and GEO could see increased hazard. Fortunately, the same human ingenuity that created the problem may help solve it. There are mitigation strategies. Collision avoidance. Satellites with maneuver capability adjust orbit to avoid predicted conjunctions. Costs fuel, limits operational life. The orbit plans. At end of life, satellites burn up or are moved to graveyard orbits. But not all satellites or rocket stages have this built in. Active debris removal. ADR concepts include using nets, harpoons, tethers, robotic arms, or drag-enhancing devices to accelerate orbital decay. Expensive and technologically difficult. Regulations and standards, licensing requirements, international agreements, better design of satellites for longevity and decommissioning. Even with all this, the pace of new launches, especially mega-constellations, may outstrip our ability to clean up. If we don't act soon, the untouchable orbits may become zones no one dares to use. Collapse of usable orbit zones is not just a technical problem. It is a societal risk. We depend on satellites for GPS, telecommunications, weather forecasting, disaster monitoring, climate studies, Earth observation, scientific research. Imagine losing large portions of low Earth orbit. Satellite services suffer. Costs rise. Space launches become riskier. Insurance premiums soar. Global connectivity falters. Science is hindered. Beyond Earth, future space exploration, manufacturing, even satellite servicing missions could be drastically constrained. Vital orbital infrastructure becomes hazardous or impossible. Kessler Domino is not only about hardware. It challenges us as a species. What responsibility do we hold for the space environment? For future generations who will inherit the skies above Earth? Is indefinite expansion of satellite deployment sustainable, without a cleanup commitment? Are spacefaring nations and corporations accountable for the external costs of debris? The untouchable orbit zones raise moral questions. Do we deserve access to space? Should space be treated as a commons with shared responsibility? And what about equity? Nations without heavy space programs may rely on orbital services but have little say in debris mitigation policies. We stand at a threshold. The Kessler domino has started tipping. We can still shape the outcome. We can design more sustainable missions. We can invest in cleanup. We can regulate, cooperate, innovate. But time is not on our side. Each launch, each defunct satellite, each collision increases the chance that certain orbital zones become unusable, untouchable. For our own future, for science, civilization, exploration, and knowledge, we must preserve orbit. Keep the space above Earth alive, navigable, safe. Because once some zones become untouchable, we may lose them for generations.